Welcome back to Dream Recompile. In this one, we're setting up a proper aiming and shooting system using line trace, animations, and a clean state transition between idle and aim pose. In your character blueprint, at the right mouse button create a boolean called RMBHeld. Is gun busy, and inside your ABP, create one more variable as aiming. Next, we need to pass this into the anim blueprint. Get your mesh, get anim instance, cast to your animBP. Open your anim graph. Create a state for aim pose if you don't have one. Now set transitions. Idle to aim pose is aiming true. Aim pose to idle is aiming false. Alright, so now we are setting up the aiming flow. When the player presses the right mouse button, the very first thing I want to check is whether the gun is already busy doing something else. If the gun is busy, I do not want the aiming logic to fire again because that can easily create weird animation overlap issues. If the gun is free, then I set the RMBHeld variable to true. This variable is important because it tells the system that the player is currently holding the aim button. After that, I trigger a small timer event. I am only delaying it by a very tiny amount, around 0.2 seconds. Once that timer finishes, I run my custom check hold event. If the player is still holding the button, then I play the aim in montage. Right after that, I set the gun to busy so the player cannot spam the same animation over and over. At the same time, I also grab the animation blueprint from the mesh, cast to my animation BP, and set the as aiming variable to true. Now for the release part. When the player lets go of the right mouse button, I immediately set RMBHeld back to false. Then again I get the animation blueprint from the mesh, cast to it, and check if the character is currently aiming. If the character is aiming, I play the holster montage. After that, I set his aiming to false. This gives us a clean enter and exit flow for aiming. Now create a custom event called line trace. Get socket location, get socket rotation. From rotation get forward vector, multiply forward vector with a large value and add it to socket location. Plug these into line trace by channel start equals to socket location and end equals to calculated value. Right now, I'm directly using the character mesh to get the socket location that works because I've placed the muzzle socket on the mesh itself. But in an actual production setup, you should usually have a separate weapon blueprint. Break hit result. Get impact point. Now spawn emitter at location using that impact point. You can grab this VFX pack from Fab. Link is in the description. Now let's hook up the actual shooting input. Go to your left mouse button. From pressed at a branch, plug in your hold variable. This makes sure we only fire when aiming. Now from that, at another branch, check is gun busy. If is gun busy is true, do nothing. Now add play anim montage. Assign your shooting loop or fire animation. Right after that set is gun busy to true. This prevents the system from firing again instantly. Next call your line trace function. This will handle the actual hit detection and impact. Now add a small delay around 0.08 seconds. You can tweak this for fire rate. After delay, set is gun busy back to false. And that's it, you now have a complete aiming and shooting system built step by step from here. You can expand it however you want. I'll catch you in the next one.